Picking up from Joshua chapter 4. Joshua chapter 4 from verse 14. That day, the day they've crossed over the Jordan, the Lord exalted Joshua in the sight of all Israel. So the Lord exalted him. That means the Lord allowed all the Israelites to see Joshua as one chosen by God, exalted. And therefore, during his whole life, they respected him as they had respected Moses. So finally, he has, this is what we'd say street cred in biblical terms. It would be street cred in street language. Yeah. And the reason why God does that is number one, so that the people are able to heed his voice. And also that God understands these are stiff-necked people. These are hard-headed people. And therefore, for them to respect Joshua, God has to do something. God has to come to his aid in order to, to silence the naysayers, and so that he can fulfill his covenant with his people. In verse 15, the Lord then said to Joshua, "Command the priests carrying the ark of the commandment to come up from the Jordan." Joshua did so, and when the priests carrying the ark of the covenant of the Lord had come up from the bed of the Jordan, as the soles of their feet regained dry ground, the waters of the Jordan resumed their course and flowed and overflowed all its banks. So, yeah, and overflowed all its banks. So, all this time, the Levites are still holding on to the Ark of the Covenant, and the Israelites, the other tribes, are passing through them from where the Ark of the Covenant was held. All that land, all that space became dry land, and still the Levites were holding on to the Ark of the Covenant. Can you imagine that? Waiting for over 600,000 people to cross. The people came up from the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month. That's Abib, and camped in Gilgal, on the eastern limits of Jericho. At Gilgal, Joshua set up 12 stones, which he had taken from the Jordan, saying to the Israelites, "In the future, when the children among you ask their fathers what these stones mean, you shall inform them. Israel crossed the Jordan here on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan in front of you until you crossed over, just as the Lord your God had done at the Red Sea, which he dried up in front of us until we crossed over, in order that all the people of the earth may learn that the hand of the Lord is mighty, and that you may fear the Lord your God forever." Okay. So there are a couple of similarities between Moses and Joshua. Just like the Lord did with Moses to dry up the Red Sea, the Lord dried up the Jordan for Joshua. The hand of the Lord was with both of them. And all this, both of them happened in the first month of the year. There's nothing like a coincidence in the kingdom of God. We continue in chapter 5, where we look at some of the rites that are being done in Gilgal.